guys, so I'm back today with a book tag video, and the tag that I'm going to be doing today is called the Why We Love Reading tag. My favorite genre of books is science fiction, realistic fiction, fantasy, more specifically dystopian novels, and post-apocalyptic as well as horror books. At the moment, my favorite book / favorite book series would have to be Cassandra Clare's City of Bones. I just started reading this book maybe last week, and I really like it. It's a really good book. I didn't think that I would, but I was pleasantly surprised. Yes, there's actually a genre of books that I do dislike, and if you guys have been watching my videos, then you probably would have guessed that it is romance books. I am not a fan of romance books. I feel like some books just have way too much romance in them and they are just really corny and cheesy. And if you don't know me, you probably don't know that I am emotionally handicapped. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it basically means that I have a really hard time expressing my feelings to people. And I think that in part is the reason why I don't like romance novels. I mean, whenever I read books or whenever I watch movies, if I ever see a sex scene or people kissing or PDA in public or whatever, it kind of grosses me out, and I can't watch. I don't want to watch. The best thing about reading for me is not only the fact that you get to expand your vocabulary through reading, but also the fact that you can sort of leave the real world behind and immerse yourself in a book and just read about all of these different creative, imaginative places and things, and just, I guess, kind of escape. Yeah. You kind of get to leave the real world behind and just get into these different worlds that these authors write and just be able to experience these things for a few hours and then come back to reality. Some disadvantages I would have to say about reading would be being a book nerd, like reading so many books that you don't do anything else and you don't have a social life. But I guess that would be an okay thing anyway because you're expanding your vocabulary. But another thing that I would find as a disadvantage would also be getting really excited about a book and having high expectations for a book, and then finally getting that book and sitting down and reading it and just being so disappointed because it's not what you thought it would be. Or being so excited about reading a book and then sitting down and reading the book and not being able to finish it. I think I got into reading at a really young age. I can't remember specifically how old I was, but I know it had to be around 10, maybe even younger, because I remember that I used to write tons of stuff, like short stories, and I used to write in journals, and I used to read any and everything that I could get my hands on. I have to say what I got out of reading is a very expanded vocabulary, and I think I also got out of reading and it impacted me and changed me in the sense that I am more determined and more motivated as far as studying for my classes for school. I feel like because I have such a passion for reading, it's a lot easier for me to sit down and read a textbook for a class, and it makes it more interesting for me. I know that a lot of people who aren't into reading hate going to school and they hate reading textbooks, but I feel like because I enjoy reading and I enjoy learning new things, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to sit there and tolerate a really boring textbook. I think I buy books every other week or so. I think if I have more money, then obviously I'm going to buy more books more often. And then if I don't have very much money, I'm not going to buy very many books very often. And what I enjoy about being around books and buying these books is just the books in general, admiring the really beautiful covers that some of these books have, and just being able to open up a brand new book and smelling it. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but I like reading. I like opening new books and smelling them. I don't know. I hope to one day have a huge collection of books, somewhat like a library, in my home one day. So I'm always adding new books to my collection and expanding it. What got me started in the book vlogging community was seeing all the people that were vlogging about it and their passion and their love and interest for reading. Originally, when I came across the book community, I was looking for books that I might be interested in reading, and then I started seeing everyone doing book hauls and book reviews, and the more videos like that I saw, the more I kind of got hooked on it. And I remember a period of time where I was just obsessed with looking for these kinds of videos, and the more and more I saw it, the more I wanted to do it. The more I thought, hey, you know, if this person can do it, I can do it too, and I can share with other people my opinions on the kind of books that I read and the kind of things that I like to read, and you know, it can be fun. So that's when I decided, hey, you know, I think I'm gonna do vlogging on books. I guess everyone inspired me. Everyone's passion for it sort of inspired me. My favorite booktubers would have to be the Readables, Books and Quills, Books with Court, and the Artsy Gal 12. And the reason why these are my favorite booktubers is because they're very concise and they're very brief as far as their book reviews are concerned. And there's just something about the way that they film their videos that's just, it kind of just grabs your attention. And at least for me, it's interesting to me the way that they go about reviewing their books and talking about different topics. I think I have about 100 or so books. I counted them before I made this video just to make sure, and these are physical books that I have. This isn't including any of the ebooks that I have on my iPhone or my iTouch. I don't think I have too many books. According to my husband, he would say that yeah, I have way too many books and I probably shouldn't be buying any more books. He kind of gets on me whenever I go to the bookstore and I go and look for books and come back home with like 5 different books, because I have so many books that I haven't gotten around to reading that it kind of just annoys him that I'm buying more books and I haven't read the ones that I already have. But I don't think that I have too many books. I'm pretty sure one day I will run out of room for my books. Right now I only have 2 bookshelves and I'm barely making enough space for all of them. But if I ever did run out of books, I could just go out and buy more bookshelves. And if I didn't have any money to buy bookshelves because I was too busy buying books, then I would just start stacking them on the floor like my sister does and just put them on the floor and start stacking them there. But if I did run out of space, I would find somewhere to put my books. They would go somewhere. The books that I would save in a fire would have to be my Harry Potter books. Those are my all-time favorite books ever. Those are the kind of books that I enjoy reading. That was the first series that I feel like I was hooked on. As soon as the books came out, I was like the first person there trying to get my book. I remember I even like stayed in line forever waiting for, what was it, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire to come out. I stood in line for hours and made 2 of my best friends come with me because I had to have that book right then and there. And then I went home and I read it that night. Own up to the fact that you love reading. You know, don't be embarrassed or ashamed about the fact that you enjoy reading. I know that at one point I felt embarrassed and ashamed to read or to let people know that I read, because that wasn't the thing that kids my age were doing when I was in high school. They were too busy doing drugs and drinking and partying or playing video games and watching TV, and reading was something that wasn't really cool. And I finally got over the fact that I liked it, and I started owning up to it. And you know, I get a lot of crap from people and I get a lot of weird stares from people when I tell them that I read, and they kind of just sit there and tell me, well, you don't look like the kind of person that would read. And it's like, well, what kind of person do I look like? You know, what's wrong with me being the kind of person that I am and reading? In this video, I would like to tag everybody in the book community. If you guys want to participate in this tag, feel free to make your own video and do this tag, and you can leave it as a video response down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I did, and I will see you guys in my next video.